Hello everybody and welcome back to another Starcraft Laddercast with yours truly, SCSL. I just got back from the hospital, guys, and got the results from my test where I got scoped. They took a sample of my esophagus and told me that I have inocephalic esophagitis, but we went and got the test results and they said it's not serious. So that's a good relief, although I have been struggling a bit with allergies as well. So I went and asked them, you know, like, what can we do about these allergies? Is that part of the esophagitis? And they referred me to a specialist. They got me in immediately. I had an MRI on my chest. I had a carbon monoxide breathing test. And a couple of other tests as well, like a whole range of tests. And then they got me and they said that I actually have asthma, which I have had asthma for my whole life. I've just been kind of denying it, honestly. But yeah, they got me in. They saw that I had asthma. They gave me an inhaler and they got me out of there. Everything within 2 hours, by the way, which makes me very happy, but it also makes me kind of depressed because in my own country, my home country of Canada, we've got people struggling to see a specialist, you know, to get life-saving medical treatment, and a lot of people are dying because they just can't get in and they just can't see anybody. And then I'm here in Japan and it's like just the level of efficiency is insane. The speed at which I got everything done, just not even everything, you know, scheduled. I had a scheduled appointment with the doctor, and then I was like, you know what, I'd like to take an allergy test. And they're like, really? Okay, sure, you can do that. Boom, it's all done. Oh my gosh, this drone just died. This is Snow versus Shine, by the way, and we're gonna be doing a couple of videos here with Shine coming right up. Today it's gonna be Zerg versus Protoss. And tomorrow it's going to be Zerg versus Terran. But back to what I was saying. Sorry for the long preamble here at the beginning of the video, but this is kind of crazy to me, and I have a lot of thoughts about it. Getting in there and getting everything done within 2 hours is kind of mind-blowing, because I've had emergency room visits that lasted, you know, 4, 5, 6 times as long in Canada, and it just kind of it riles me up a little bit. I'll be honest, makes me a little bit frustrated. But the reason why I said I have had allergies for a long time and I haven't or I've just been kind of denying it, is because when I was a kid, I had basically life-threatening asthma, and I had to take care of that. I had to have an inhaler and all that good stuff. And I basically lived very near an oil refinery where I was living in Canada. And the moment that we moved away from there, it felt like my asthma completely disappeared. Like, I never had to have an inhaler again. I was completely fine after that fact. So I felt like it was just environmental. I still had like moments of wheezing, and I had a lot of coughing sometimes when I would work out or whatever. And when there were certain allergens in the air, I would have a hard time. But I basically just kind of ignored it for like 20 years of my life. And just recently, it's been coming back in kind of a big way. I think it's mostly from when fields are getting burned over here, and there's a lot of smoke in the air. I suddenly feel a lot of wheezing, and it's kind of tough to deal with. But I'm on it now, and I don't want anybody to worry about it. I just wanted to update you guys on that, and we're going to get into this game, because quite a bit has happened so far. We had the early drone go down, but that kind of emboldened, because that probe was so low, Shine to go very light on Lings and then just go directly into Hydra Bust. He managed to get away with going Hydra Bust without even having 2 pairs of lings. Not even 2 pairs. He had 1 pair of lings to try and block the probe, and he managed to do it. He managed to block the probe, and it looks like he's managed now to deny the upgrade here. So Shine turning lemons into lemonade, honestly, and finding a way to get into a decent position off of that early drone loss. He's now transitioning out of this. Only made that group of initial Hydras with just 2 back at home. That's the bare minimum to keep Overlords alive here. If you've got 1, then the 2 Corsairs can just kind of hit one of the Overlords, and then the one that gets low just pulls away and you get the Overlord kill. So he's put in the work here. He's put the exact right number of Hydras to make sure that he can get this done, and he's achieved his goals so far. But look at this Reaver from Snow. Snow going to continue to make Corsairs, and he's going to fight with Reaver, which is going to be wild, guys. We've seen Snow go Reaver quite a bit against Zergs lately, but is it going to do well versus Shine, who's already achieved a lot of his goals here in the early game? Getting rid of that upgrade or preventing the upgrade. You usually don't get the upgrade when you go for a Reaver build. More important to get this attack upgrade and just get the Reavers out as soon as possible. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. I'm not sure if Shine fully knows about this. He's actually going to send a Ling in here to try and get some confirmation, but doesn't really see much. Bringing the Hydras forward right now. He could actually break the natural. Seriously, with just that few number of Hydras he's got here, 9 Hydras, something like that. 8 Hydras. He could just run up here and kill all these cannons and make it really hard for Snow. But Snow has his speed finished now. He's going to go in for the main base. We get some big shots here. That's 1 massive hit. 4 kills initially. I don't think this one connects. Oh my god, it actually does. Right at that corner, which is insane. Managing to get a lot of kills there. And yeah, I mean, he's caught. Shine is kind of caught here with his pants down. He's trying his best to spread his Hydras, split them, and not take too much damage, but it's very difficult against the well-controlled Reaver here of Snow. Reaver gonna be backing away now. Some Overlords have died, and in fact, can't even make anything. He's actually gonna have to make 3 Overlords at the same time right now. Really would like to get some Scourge out here for sure, but can't afford to do so. Cannot do so with the supply block that's been levied upon him. Oh, these Hydras just barely out of range, and in fact, this could go around. Maybe get onto this high ground. If you plop the Reavers down here, imagine trying to run Hydras through that tight little choke. These choked up areas, this Sim City is amazing if you're going up against a bunch of Zealots, but as soon as Reavers are plopped down back here and they start to use the Sim City against you, it becomes a lot less good. Here comes that Scourge wave now. Gonna dive on top of the shuttle. Can he actually get it? Oh, it's so close. Not quite able to. We'll get 1 hit on one of those Corsairs, but my goodness, is Snow ever clean with the Reaver Micro. Gonna try and go for it here. Can he get some hits? 0 hits. 0 attacks have landed there. Getting into Lurker is kind of funny at a point like this. I thought he would get Burrow. There'd be a much higher chance of him getting Burrow here, but in fact, he's not going to. Just gonna get Lurker right now, and oh my gosh, I think this might get around. This might go around and put Shine in a lot of trouble. Once he's back here, you can land, do some damage. Once the Hydras come up here, fly over here, land, and do some damage over there, and it becomes a nightmare. 4 DTs into the main. Oh my goodness. He is absolutely insane. Snow is crazy, man. But he's a mad genius. That's for sure. Where's that drop? There it is. Reaver gets some huge hits here over at the 30. He's going to try to target down that shuttle, but he can't. Scourge are right there, but they're not in range to actually do anything about it. He targets down the DT just barely in time. He's gotten rid of that. 35 workers left. It's still a It's still an okay economy here for Shine, but he's got to get over here to defend this base. He has to get into position to defend this. Can he catch these Corsairs with the Scourge? He should actually go for the shuttle right now. He's got to know that it's over there in the top center. Beautiful micro. Beautiful control from Snow to just keep this going. It's so hard to pull off what Snow is attempting to do right now, but another 4 GTs going into the main. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness, this is crazy. 4 more GTs are going to be landed here. Dropping them right in on top of the drone line as well. Killing as many as he can. And in the meanwhile, gonna send this, the Scourge. Oh my goodness, I think that's dead. I think that's 100% dead. Gonna get a few more kills. Oh my god. So many more kills there, guys. Oh, the layer went down. Oh my, the layer. There's no way he killed the layer. Oh, wow. The layer goes down as well. You've got to be kidding me here. He's sending another drone over to try and retake that, but gonna start to go to work on some of these other buildings. Just diving on top of the Hydras there. Melee mode versus the Hydras. He's actually got drop. Okay, drop is done. I haven't seen a single lurker, by the way. So it's kind of funny that he prioritized that upgrade. So many more TTs coming. Oh, man. I mean, he's got 1,400 minerals right now. He can start throwing out Nexuses all over the place, making cannons everywhere. I think that we're about to see Shine tap out. Snow is just a little bit too much for Shine, man. Snow is a little bit too much for just about any Protoss in the world at the moment. There's only a few that can really stand toe-to-toe with him. But we're seeing some incredible levels of domination out of Snow here with this very difficult to pull off build. Just the finesse of what he's able to do in this matchup, and just with the Reavers in general. He goes for the shuttle, but it's empty. There's 2 Reavers over here and a bunch of Zealots as well. Gonna unload here in the corner. Might even wait. What is he gonna do with this? Send the Zealots in. Let's go back to get some more Reavers, maybe. That's kind of what it looks like. I mean, he could be throwing up so many cannons. Like this probe should put 10 cannons on that high ground. Why not? Just put 10 cannons over there. You know that there's no Dark Swarm, so cannons just have insane value. Lurker's finally coming out here. He doesn't have any detection, of course, but it's not like that's going to matter. These are Reavers. They have insane range, and they can definitely get the harassment done anyway. Scourge there. Some Hydras as well. But we're going to see like 6 Reavers come out pretty soon, is what I'm expecting. I'm surprised we don't already have multiple more robotics bays. Is he actually... is he going to shoot his own Reaver and try to kill the Lurker? No. Don't be crazy. Don't be crazy. Imagine him shooting his own Reaver and then dodging the shot in order to kill a Lurker. I bet only Snow would pull that off, but even he's not crazy enough to try that. The mad genius himself. Drones being transferred. I mean, your base is behind. Oh, I didn't see this. I did not see that. Lurker here at the Naturals has actually gotten a lot of kills. But GT is en masse. Gonna bum rush this base, and GG is called. That Lurker drop not really going to matter too much, but what an insane game, actually. What a way to start this series that I've got for you guys here today. Stick around. More action coming right up. All right, guys. Next up, we've got Shine versus Motive. Motive over here in the bottom right. And it's going to be on Litmus. I don't know why I was thinking Optimizer. I guess it's the 2 gas, but Optimizer was the first name that popped into my head. It's actually Litmus, which is kind of a combination of Optimizer, Dark Origin, and a couple of others. It's been a pretty fun map. I think we've had a lot of good games here. I'm not sure how long it's going to stick around, but it feels like a reasonable 2-player map. And it gives us some interesting situations, especially in this matchup, ZVZ and ZVT. So I hope it kind of hope it sticks around. We'll see. We'll see though. Hatch first here from Shine has actually managed to get away with it, barely. Getting that hatch down. Could have been blocked by Motive, but instead needed to go in to check and make sure that there wasn't a pool already finished. And so he's allowed this hatchery to go down. He's pretending that he might do some sort of cannon rush, but that's just not going to be the case. And Shine going to know about that here in a moment as he spots the gateway. He is aware that there's not going to be cannons placed behind here. Nice try, Motive. Not going to trick Shine that easily. And the Zealot pressure will begin. We'll see if he's able to get anything done, because this is a rather long rush distance. 2-player map. Pretty long map, or tall map, I should say. And so the Zealot's coming in right as the Lings are just about to pop out. Can he get one kill, maybe? Get 2-shot with a probe and Zealot combo. Oh, that's some good drone micro. Very good drone control there. Oh, he gets one. He gets one drone kill. That's huge. One drone kill is exactly what he needs. 2! Oh my goodness. 2 drone kills is crazy. 2 drone kills is kind of nuts. You can see how much Shine was doing to try and prevent that. Unfortunately, drone just kind of sitting here right now. He was like dancing the drones on top of the probe and Zealot a lot to try and prevent them from getting those extra hits in, but it wasn't meant to be. And so he loses 2 drones. This actually puts him at a deficit. Like, if you lose 1 drone, you're kind of at where the overpool build would be. You're kind of even with an overpool build. It's removed the advantage of going for a hatchery first, excuse me. But once you lose 2 drones, you're definitely behind. And so Shine going to be playing from behind here. Will he be... Okay, so the game crashed. It is what it is. Broodwar is an old game. And, yeah, it happens more often than you guys would expect, honestly. It happens all the time. Even on stream, if you guys watch me playing on stream, you're gonna see quite a few crashes. Just every once in a while, it just turns itself off. Takes a little break, takes a little rest, and we have to restart things back up again. But we've restarted the client, and we're back into this game. By the way, didn't manage to stream today. It's because of that doctor's visit, but I will be streaming tomorrow. For those of you who've been watching my stream, I really do appreciate it. Just kind of getting into the swing of things with the stream. I'm still not sure exactly where I want to go with it and how much effort I really want to put into it, but I'm having fun. I'm enjoying it. And yeah, we're going to keep rolling with that for the time being. We managed to hit A rank just briefly a couple of streams ago, and I was pretty happy about that. That was a fun moment. But there's always a lot of wacky games that go on the ladder, and just glad to have you guys there to kind of lighten the mood, talk some crap, and just have some fun with me while I'm absolutely struggling on the ladder. Anywho, Zealots moved out, and they forced actually quite a few Lings, and then went right back home. So Shine's actually kind of overproduced Lings here. I think he's just got barely enough to handle the 5 Zealot. Yeah, this is close to what you need. With Ling speed, it's a little bit easier to hold, but that Ling speed is not quite done just yet. Making Lurker right away. That's interesting. So he's seen that there's really a very slow Corsair play coming from Motive, and it might not even be a Corsair at all as far as he's concerned. As far as Shine is concerned, he's not sure if there's a Corsair or not, I believe. There could be, you know, 4 gateways up here and just lots of Zealots being made. So going for the Lurker transition, I mean, I think this Lurker transition doesn't quite make it in time. Usually the Zealot attack comes at 7 minutes. If they're just going to go all in Zealot for Gateway and just try to kill you, 7 minutes is typically when it lands. So 20 seconds from now, I don't think he's going to quite have lurkers at the moment. See, look, he's moving out. He's moving out. He doesn't have +1 yet, but it's going to come in at about 7 minutes is when it's going to hit. Lurker upgrade is done. 2 lurkers on the way here. +1 attack, still not finished. It would be a really good time to try and snipe a Zealot or 2 if you can make that happen. He checks the natural. He's just going to go right in for it. Wow, going to kill the cannon here. Hold on. Both cannons? Oh, actually, now he could potentially break this with lurkers. If he runs lurkers up to the front right now, where are those lurkers? They're actually being morphed over here on the left-hand side. This is a sick play from Shine, who's going to run right up to this wall, burrow these lurkers, and, I mean, oh no! The lurker gets surrounded. Are you kidding me? It almost dies. Holy, that was close. You should have been running it right up to here so they can hit as many of these cannons as possible. Look at all the cannons coming up all the way in the back line here. He needs to actually move one of these forward. He's hitting basically nothing but air with this cannon in the background. I actually don't think this is attacking right now. He's busy macroing back at home, trying to get a few more Hydras out here. He's actually making drones, funnily enough. He does run up to the front, gets right up next to this wall. Can he kill this cannon? He will get the cannon, but the second cannon finishes, and that one lurker that took so much damage from the Zealots earlier gets one-tapped by the cannon. Oh my gosh, those lurkers running around on top of each other for a stupid amount of time. We'll finally get out of range of that cannon. Zealots on the map, gonna look for some damage, but 4 Zealots with low HP, I don't think these get anything done, guys. I think these are just gonna be cooked. He's gonna lose the Forge as well. This is a really smart play from Shine. This is what I like to see. This is why I would turn on a Shine game. This is why I would look to watch some of his plays, because he has these builds that basically nobody else tries. Whole bag of builds. Does not disappoint here today. And he's almost managed to just straight up win this game with the lurker play. But after all is said and done, he's basically in an unbeatable position. Like, if he followed this up with pure Ling and just overwhelmed these cannons, he might just straight up win. But instead, he's built a ton of drones. You can see his worker count is looking beastly. He's got his Hydra upgrades done now. He's going to run forward and just kill these Zealots. No problem. Those go down. He's got the +1. He's going to be taking his 4th base here soon as well. And he's just put so much pressure onto Motive, who's just kind of sitting here with hardly any army at all, waiting for an observer to come out because he desperately needs one so that he can make any sort of moves out on the map. Now, is there Overlord speed? Yes. Oh my goodness. Look at this Overlord spread. You'll love to see it. That is some very fast splitting. And you can see the vision just spreading out on this map. He's going to see absolutely everything that's going on from now on. And not much that he can do about it. Not much that Motive can do about it. He doesn't have a whole lot of Corsairs to go flying around killing stuff anymore. Instead, he's gone for a Dark Archon to hopefully catch a Mutilus transition, which is actually what he's doing. Wait. I mean, this is kind of a funny thing. Shine showed the lurkers, right? He did the lurker bust, and now he's doing this really high IQ switch into mutas because he knows that that would probably be effective. But Motive already has the Dark Archon. He's completely metagamed this, I think. I don't know if that Ling saw the Dark Archon. If it did, that would be insane. But I'm pretty sure it didn't. Oh, man. Oh, man. Motive might absolutely shut this down and flip the game completely on its head right now. Look at Shine. He is so far ahead. He is so far ahead right now. Dude. Dude, look at this. 2 High Templar and a Dark Templar. He's gonna come in here. Oh my gosh, watch this. Ooh, get absolutely wrecked, Shine. Oh my god, perfect. Perfect. What a move. What a move. Executed. Like it's a Mortal Kombat move. Just smashes that army. And now look, the swing is massive. That was so much supply that just got wasted. 7 lurkers are being made. He's transitioning into Hive. He thought he was going to be able to dip in there, cause a disturbance in the main, maybe snipe a couple of High Templar, and he got absolutely crushed. It's still not over, and it's certainly not Motive favored. But he's got a good shot in this game now. He's absolutely made a comeback with just that one single move. Really giga brain stuff from Motive. You got to give him props for making a Dark Archon in that situation, realizing, you know what, I'm against Shine here. He's shown Lurker, probably means he's going for a switch up. He's probably going to try and fake me out in some way, and recognizing that he had a lack of anti-air adds on that Dark Archon. It's quite expensive, but it's absolutely worth it. And he proves thus in this game. Now, third base is coming up here for Motive, but triple upgrade is on the way. Even getting flyer attacks, which is kind of interesting. Going for flyer attacks is not what I would expect, honestly. Flyer attacks doesn't really make a lot of sense. I thought maybe flyer carapace would be a little bit more understandable. You know, get flyer carapace. That way your Scourge can potentially do more damage. Excuse me, not more damage, but can potentially survive longer when trying to snipe down these observers. The push is coming straight up the middle, and that's exactly where Shine is completely prepared. So probably not going to go too well. Lurkers are being taken down, but let's take a look at the upgrades. +2 to 2-1. But armor is about to finish. Like these Dragoons are taking a lot of damage, guys. They really are. Running forward here. Does need a couple of good storms, for sure. Just a small amount of links. This is one of the things that I personally struggle with a lot, is trading with a Protoss army like this. But it's interesting to see, you know, 2 to 5 or 5 to like 8 lings just running forward with 2 or so lurkers each time is actually doing a fantastic job. Looks like he's realized that this is going on over here in the bottom left, and Shine was hoping that he could potentially get some units into the main, but it looks like that's probably not going to happen. Maybe these lurkers can run through. He's going to try for it anyway. Doing a good job of trading here from the high ground against some of these Dragoons that are trying to run up here. He could get the other observer too. Get the observer? He does. Wow. Very nice play there. These lurkers need to run in. Looks like he won't do so. Instead, just focusing on the macro back at home. You can't blame him. Gonna run home with these hydras as well. Wow, that's pretty cost effective. Pretty darn cost effective play here from Shine, who's actually built his Defiler Mound in kind of a freaky position. What's this doing over here? That is not at all what I would expect for the Defiler position. Defiler Mound, excuse me. Gonna take this base on high ground. Oops, kind of blocked that there. He will get it though. Overlord flying through right now, just getting some scouting information. Army gonna go around this left-hand side. It's actually kind of wide open over here. If Motive moves his army up into this corner and starts to attack the hatcheries, he's gonna force a big response from Shine coming around the backside of this army. Now, if Motive had like 8 High Templar or something like that, 6 High Templar, to just keep blanketing storms as the army was coming in, that might be a good trade, but I don't know if he has quite enough to lodge himself in a position like that and actually take a decent fight. Yeah, now that there's Dark Swarm as well, it's probably not going to happen. Dark Swarm will be the clincher here, preventing this army from pushing any further forward. Lings and Hydras coming up as well, of course. Gonna try to take some engagements with this army without... Oh, nice feedback there. Getting rid of the Defiler at least. Try to take some engagements here without throwing away too much into Storm, if at all possible. Now, taking a look at the overall gas, you can see these are pretty much depleted now. Either player has taken their second gases at this point. And another feedback there, doing pretty well. Doing pretty well for himself. 2 kills so far in this Dark Archon. Getting rid of these Defilers again and again. He could actually do it one more time, and that might make it hard for Shine to hold over here on this side. Dark Storms are starting to come out. Gonna go for the surround here. Can he get the feedback again? I think he's a little bit too distracted at this point. Gonna try to fall back. Oh, the High Templar in range of the Storm. 2 big Storms go down, though, and 4 Lurkers die immediately, all at once. This is actually a pretty good fight for Motive, as long as he just keeps backing up. Keep backing up and keep fighting with the Dragoons. He's doing an excellent job. 3-2 is done. 2-1 on these Hydras and Lurkers, but it's not too much longer before those additional upgrades start to finish. Flags have begun to bombard this army. Dark Archon still alive here. Still going to be useful with that Maelstrom too. Army moving around the left-hand side. Looks like he's going to try and utilize that opening into the main. Possibly come down this ramp. No, not going to come down this ramp. That's probably not going to be tenable. Pretty big army advantage right now for Motive, who's pressing the issue. Getting in here on top of the rally point, which makes it hard for Shine to really stabilize here. A lot of Storms going out, and he's running out of units, actually. Oh my goodness. He's actually trying to run up this ramp. Looks like the Lurkers have all died. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think some pretty big mistakes were made here by Shine. What was that? 5 Lurkers over on that side? That may have just went down. Lurker here is going to die. Motive pressing in. He's done a great job of trading so far, and he's just continued to keep the pressure onto Shine. The comeback is ridiculous. The comeback is crazy. This is some Bisu versus Soma levels of comeback, guys. Unbelievable. Motive managing to bring this one back. Not quite that level, but you know what I'm saying. This is a great Protoss comeback. And in fact, he will press right on in to this natural, kill the hatchery. He's already killed the Nidus Canal, of course. Still rallying forward more and more units. 1,800 minerals, 2,600 gas in the tank. But he just cannot stop the advance. He cannot stop the Protoss army, and GG is finally called. What a game. What a game here from Motive. You got to give it to him. Really impressive showing from him. That Dark Archon, though it has only 2 kills, absolute MVP here. All right, guys, next up we got Shine versus Noob. Noob over here in the top right-hand corner. Shine down here in the bottom left. Fun games. Fun games so far, honestly. I'm never really disappointed when I decide to watch some Shine games. It really seems to deliver, if not the best games in the world, some of the most entertaining games anyway. Like, I know that he's not the best Zerg player, but damn is he good to watch. He is fun to watch, man, for sure. I really like that Lurker bust that he did, and I think he actually could have won that game if he had just continued to put on the pressure with Lings. Especially once the Zealots ran by and there was basically nothing there at the natural to prevent those units from just running up and completing their mission, killing off those cannons and just ending the game. Regardless, still it was a fun comeback. Motive did a great job, and if you guys are enjoying this set so far, this series, please hit the like button, leave me a comment. I've been getting kind of wrecked in the algorithm lately. Don't really know. I guess it's pretty, honestly, I do know. It's the fact that ASL is ongoing right now, as well as you know, other things in the news or whatever you guys are watching that's taking away attention. But I honestly feel like this is the best game in the world. It deserves more attention. It deserves more eyes on it with so many great games that are happening right now. And so if you agree with me, please like and comment. Help me get this out to more people and keep this thing going. Thank you in advance. We've got the third base trying to go down for Shine here, but Noob really on top of him. Does end up losing that micro battle, though. And the third base will begin here at 15 supply. It's not too bad. Maybe a little bit more than 15 supply. Like, you kind of want to throw that down at 13, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Here comes that big first group of Lings. Building a full 6 to make sure that he's safe. 2 Zealots coming around towards that third base. Is he producing any more Lings right now? It doesn't look like it. So these 2 Zealots could be quite the problem. Could present a pretty serious problem here for Shine. And in fact, they're going to go right towards the natural. This is a blunder. This is a real blunder from Shine. And he is going to reap the consequences of this here in just a moment. There are already probes here. There's 2 Zealots in the wall, which means it's not going to be easy to break in. And 2 Zealots in the main. So this is going to be really painful. I may have to picture this, so I'll just focus on the Lings here at the natural, and we'll picture the Zealots in the main base. See what ends up happening there. Lings are going to get in here, look for a little bit of damage. Surround on the Zealot could be nice. And you actually get that surround. Very good probe micro, actually. And Shine is dealing with things back at home, so he loses all of the Lings. Not even able to kill the single Zealot there. 5 kill Zealot. Ooh, 2 kills on this Zealot as well. So I, for sure, would say that Noob got the better end of this trade. But that's on Shine, you know? He decided to send all of those Lings straight across the map. And then didn't make anything back at home. If you want to make 6 Lings and send them across the map, fine, but you have to make some Lings back at home to make up for that. You can't just be making drones here, because a counterattack like that will ruin your day, is what it is. Shine there took a bit of a risk, and he's going to continue to follow that up with more risks by going in here for a Ling run by, oh my gosh, he gets past the Zealot, and that was actually the low HP Zealot. So Lings are on top of this cannon. 2 of them hitting the cannon won't be enough to kill it. But he brings 1 more up. Can he get another Ling on the cannon? What? That cannon lives. Holy cow. That cannon lives. I wish cannons had a kill counter. I'm sure that was a lot. And Shine is just kind of out of luck here. Not really much else to say. I mean, he's making a lot of drones behind this, but there's going to be a Corsair coming this way momentarily. And he's going to have to make Hydra Den, plus a few Hydras to try and save some of these Overlords. Definitely this one dies. Probably this one dies. He should actually be pulling this back right now. That's something I've learned just recently, is like this out on the map. If you have to do Hydra, this is honestly from me playing 4-hatch Hydra again and again and again. I played so many games of 4-hatch Hydra because I was learning that build, and I wanted to add that to my arsenal. I played like, I gotta say, like 100 games of 4-hatch Hydra probably. And one of the big things that I realized was, like, I always send out more than 1 Overlord at the beginning of the game to go and search for the opponent. And then the one that I didn't find the opponent with, sometimes it just sits there out on the map and just does nothing. And so by pulling that back immediately, once I've decided, okay, I'm going 4-hatch Hydra, we're going to be defending Overlords with Hydras, I just immediately pull that one back. It ends up surviving a good majority of the time, a good portion of the time. It ends up living, and that actually can save me in a lot of different circumstances. Anyways, just makes the hold a little bit easier if you don't end up losing that. Of course, sometimes they don't find it. Like, maybe they just never see that over in the corner. But if they do find it and it's at an awkward moment, you could end up losing the game because of it. He's going to go into 5 Hatch Hydra here. Has that +1 upgrade on the way, albeit it's very slow here because of all the craziness that's happened in the early game. Hydra range needs to start. There it is. Hydra range on the way. Cannot forget. Never forget range. Do not forget range. That is one of the golden rules. Golden rules of playing PvZ. Never, or ZVP, never forget range. 6th hatchery is on the way now, but I mean, we're past the 8-minute mark. The zealot pressure is coming, and he has not ramped up his production. Oh, nice catch there on the zealot. Almost gets the full surround. +1 is active though, so kind of hard to hold back these zealots. 2 hydras here in the natural, holding back the obvious problem here, which is these 2 corsairs. But he moved the hydras to the 3rd, thinking that they were going to go that direction. Not the case. He's gone for the main base here, going to try and run by. One of the corsairs does go down, and I think he will actually hold this with flying colors. So most of the zealots will die. It's just he gets here into the main. He loses 1 more drone. Hey, not bad at all here from Shine, honestly. Not bad at all. He got rid of the corsairs. I guess one of them. A DT out on the map. There's an overlord over here at the 3rd. Oh, does he have a Hydra? He does have a Hydra, but he needs a few more over here to make sure that DT doesn't deal a whole bunch of damage. Links on the map. Just going to be sent to the front, most likely. Make sure that he's not going to move out without Shine knowing about it. Maybe leave one at the 3rd base, too, just to check. See how what his position is like in this game. Whether he should immediately try to take a 4th or not. Like, if the Nexus is already building up here, I don't think there's any way for Shine to attack, so he actually has to take that 4th. He has to take the 4th at that point. But now that there's no... He checks and sees no Nexus, he can actually delay a little bit. He can just kind of hang back a little bit. Delay that 4th just slightly. No kills on this Dark Templar. Coming into the 3rd base, but not really getting anything for that move. Take a look at the upgrades. +1, still not done on these Hydras. Crazy. So an armor is going to be finishing up here soon. 7 zealots on the way at a time. It's going to be pretty tough to deal with. He needs to be on top of this ramp right here at the moment when the zealots arrive. Otherwise, he will be in a lot of trouble. Okay, kind of out of position, just slightly coming forward here to try and snipe some High Templar. Good storm so far. A lot of these Hydras are very badly damaged. 1 storm in the mineral line will probably end this game. Ooh, boy, 9 kills. 9 kills. That was actually, that means that there was a lot of drones here, actually. 43 drones still remaining. Gonna run up into the main. Super annoying. Even gets the evolution chamber as well. Going after the Hydra Den now. 6 mutas being made. He's just gonna try and hold this with mutas, I guess. Not a terrible idea, but they don't deal with zealots that quickly. I guess maybe he can save the Spire. Can he actually save the Spire? Oh, I think the Spire's dead. Yeah, Spire's gonna go down. Another Hydra Den is gonna be finishing up here soon. So he made that quite quickly. Oh, Zealot over here too. 2 kill Zealot. Will be taken down. 38 workers to 54. The 3rd base is done. Not a very good way for Shine to actually come back. Oh my gosh, this one Zealot here is so ridiculous. Zealot's gonna get another kill too. Run up into the main, be even more annoying. Doesn't get more annoying than this, guys. Seriously. We're at peak levels of annoyance now. DT in the in the natural gets a couple of kills. And 3 evos are on the way. 3 evolution chambers are coming up. Gonna have to take this one long, most likely, if he wants to ever win. Hope to win this game. Pretty good storms there, but 2 High Templars get picked off. Right around the backside here. Probably let these mutas heal up. He needs these to do some immense damage if he wants to win this. Like these have to do some sick damage in terms of at least sniping down a bunch of High Templars at the bare minimum. Hive is going to be coming up here soon. There's the Queen's Nest right there. This is something I've begun doing as well on this map, is creeping colonies out in towards this this gap here, so that you can really fill this with lurkers and sunken colonies. And then here, so you only have 2 places to defend, there, and then you have a third base, or fourth base, excuse me, a third defensive location. Don't want to spread yourself too thin as you're taking the fourth. Otherwise, you'll end up getting broken at one of those locations. And so the mutas here are mostly healed up, for the most part, getting back to full HP, slowly but surely. Can you catch the probe? Probe heading to take the fourth. Does manage to get that pick off. Very nice. Very, very nice to get rid of that probe at this moment. Dives in for another couple of High Templar kills. 2 more High Templar kills. Now these mutas have actually done some pretty good damage. Slowing down the fourth base. About 4 High Templar kills in total. Not bad. You know what? Maybe it's doable. This would be quite the comeback if Shine manages to make it happen. I think just as impressive of a comeback as what we saw from Motive earlier. He's able to make this work versus Noob. That would be something. Can't stop the Nexus from going down, unfortunately. Nexus will be planted here at the fourth. But he is getting his own fourth. He's getting his own fourth, and he's gone into Hive. So maybe it's okay. Maybe. 4 base to 4 base is not great. It's never where you want to be as a Zerg player. But if you've got the Hive rolling, then it can be doable. It could be possibly okay. But you know what? This 4th base is going to die. Yeah, 4th base, he can't save it. He's not going to get a Nidus here in time. He just finished the Hive. So, unfortunately for him, 3 base versus 4 base it's not tenable. It's not a playable position. Ah, he's so close. He could actually dive on top of those High Templar, but he won't be able to. Looking for transferring probes right now, but that hasn't happened yet. Still a little early. Maybe another High Templar snipe there at the front. I think he got one more. Not bad. Honestly, Noob doesn't need to do anything right now. If he goes in for an attack, I would say he's actually doing too much. There's not a good reason to push in here at this moment. Like, maybe he wins if he does so, but maybe he also throws away a lead. It's possible. It's a lot of sunken colonies, some lurkers back here as well. Lings coming forward are going to try and do their best. I think Ling attack speed just finished. This army moving in here. A flanking army coming around. How many storms are left? I think there's only one storm left. So really not the most storms here to try and make this work. 2-1 attack, and how is he on armor? Actually, he might have armor here soon. Ooh, the death spiral. They do manage to make themselves into an Archon though, saving both of those High Templar, at least in the form of an Archon there. Let's take a look. +1 armor. Hey, that's pretty good. You know what? 1 armor to 1 attack. This bodes well for Shine. However, sneaky man. He's gonna try to action. He's gonna try and play an action style of build the hatchery and then get a Nidus canal over here and then try to Nidus his way into that base and get a 4th online. The shuttle's been spotted. Are there any Scourge? He lost the Spire. Okay, he lost the Spire earlier. So in fact, there are no Scourge. No Scourge at all. Drones are gonna be pulled. But I mean, there's so many juicy targets. He could just cast a storm in the middle of all these Lings, and that would be well worth it. Like, he probably drops here and just casts. Yeah, absolutely, you do that. Ooh, that's rough. Dark Storm's getting thrown down at the front right now. Doesn't quite have enough, though. Dark Swarm? Another one? Okay, another Dark Swarm. Looks like both the High Templars were killed. So really not getting that much value out of that drop there. Noob just killing off a few army units, and the Nidus will appear in top left. Now, more bases are coming up for Noob, so it's really tough from a spot like this. But, you know, maybe there's a shot. Maybe there's a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. Yes, indeed, that is what I'm saying. Coming in here. Gonna try to get rid of these cannons. Can he stop all the cannons? Yes, he will. And he gets the probe. Not bad. Running up to high ground. Gonna fight from this high ground. Still no +2 upgrade for these zealots. And so, Ling's trade pretty nice. You know, just pure Ling can do a lot. Zealot High Templar making its way into the main. This might be the end, actually. Yeah, I thought he was doing a fantastic job, honestly. Has been doing pretty good. But losing the Aspire, and it's just... It's free real estate, honestly, to just go for these drops now. And there's just no way to keep them out. Oh, Jesus. These are some fantastic storms. Well played. Well played by Noob. A little bit of a rough game here for Shine, but he put up a formidable defense, I would say. Gave himself opportunities to come back. It's just a shame that he never made that. Well, he made it now, but I mean, it's too bad he didn't remake that Spire or save it earlier with the mutas. That would have been nice too. So that he could have some Scourge to prevent things like this from happening, because there's no way to get into a late game versus Protoss if you don't have some form of defense against these High Templar drops. Anyways, guys, we got another game, so let's jump right in. All right, Stork is the competitor we have coming up here next. He's over here in the bottom left-hand corner. Shine in the bottom right. Mr. Bag of Builds, once again. We're here on Radeon horizontal spawns. Honestly, this map has been giving me some hard times lately. It's one of those maps where I felt like it was so balanced and so nice when it first came out, but I'm starting to feel a certain type of way about this map, man. I'm not as much of a big fan of this map currently as I was when it came out. We'll just say that. We'll see if those sentiments change over time, but it does feel difficult. It feels tough to play this map versus Protoss and versus Terran. I have a hard time, especially versus Terran. Kind of holding on this map can be quite difficult, but can also get quite aggressive. I mean, that's kind of my mantra, my my solution to everything is like, having a hard time, become extremely aggressive. That's that's the way to do it, honestly, in my mind. If I'm having a struggle in this matchup, if I'm having a struggle versus Protoss, if I'm having a struggle versus Terran, we just get incredibly aggressive and try to kill, and it seems to go pretty well, honestly. It helps out a lot. This is kind of funny situation here. There's a gateway, and he's faking this cannon rush. But he's forced 4 drones off. 4 drones off the line right now. And he might even get a drone kill. Might even get a drone kill. He's seen the Zealot now. Now he knows what's happening. And he will pull everything back. This is all because he sent the Overlord towards the middle. Or at least towards, you know, this area here, rather than directly to the natural. If he sent it to the natural, he would have seen that, and it would have been a complete waste from Stork to build those pylons. And in fact, I'm surprised that Stork even wanted to try that. Oh my gosh, he gets the drone kill. Really nicely played there. Very nicely played by Stork, and he's just going to go home with this. I'm surprised he even tried this, knowing that Shine is down here in the bottom right. Because the Overlord should have been here in time for him to know that that was a fake and to just do literally nothing and not respond and be in a very good spot. So Lings have popped out now, and he's going to be taking his Third hatchery at 18 of 18 supply. That's pretty late. Pretty late indeed. Not the greatest. Not the greatest spot here for Shine once again in the early game. Getting a little bit mind-gamed by some of these Protoss players. And having some bad trades, some poor trades with the early Zealots and losing drones. It is what it is. You gotta learn to play from behind if you're going to learn to improve and do well at this game. You really do have to learn how to just gut it out and find a way to come back. Because as we've seen in tournament and in the series that I do here on the ladder, that there's almost always a small chance, if you can find the right build, if you can find the right moves, there's just about always a chance that you can make a comeback. And so Shine gonna look for that. Not in the worst spot overall, but he's definitely in a disadvantage. Zealots here out on the map looking for... Oh boy, Ling's walking right into that. Something that happens to me literally every day. Can't be paying attention to everything at once, and fortunately wasn't paying attention to Lings at that moment. Now, can he get behind the mineral patches? This is a good surround from Shine. Came in right as the Ling speed finished, and so he will get an amazing surround here, blocking these Zealots. And yeah, there's 2 more Zealots moving over to the third. In fact, 3 Zealots going to the third, but you know what? Oh wait, did he kill 2 Lings here? I think he killed 2 Lings, not 2 drones. So this is pretty good for Shine, honestly. He's gonna clean all these up. It shouldn't be too hard for him to do so. I guess that's pretty nasty. Like, you don't want to try and break through that. You might even just leave it until he has mutas. just say, hey, whatever. You go ahead and stay behind those mineral patches. I'm gonna do my own thing here. Get some more drones out. And hopefully just respond in time when the Zealots start to move in. Oh, here he goes. Not quite. Not quite able to get that kill. Not able to get that surround. Spire gonna finish right as the Corsair starts to attack. So it's gonna be close if he can actually get a kill here or not. I think he will get the kill, but he might lose the Corsair. I think he's got it and just run home. Yeah, 1 kill and run. Oh, he's gonna go for the scout. He might lose his Corsair now. Good chance he loses this. These 2 Scourge over here. Prime position to actually snipe this. Oh, sick dodge. I think he still loses it though. Oh my god. Is he gonna get it? Not quite. Zealot comes out. Gonna force to engage now. 3 more Zealots at the natural. They're gonna be cleaned up pretty easily as well though. Like, these Lings will die, but the Lings popping out right now, along with the Lings reinforcing, plus the mutas, he's gonna clear that. No problem. Another Zealot coming over to the third. I feel like Stork is kind of bleeding in at this point. Like, he's losing too many Zealots kind of for free. Gonna go for a drone kill. Gotta pull the other way. Oh, he pulled the wrong way. That is what it is. Hard. Very hard to prevent that kill from going down. He did his best, but Stork, again, bleeding in. Bleeding in a lot of Zealots, which he does not really have the capacity to reproduce. Only having 2 gateways here means that he's not really going to have much to try and take the fight to Shine anytime soon, who's now on 6 hatch, and we'll be making some Hydras here soon. Nice catch on the Zealot too. Oh my gosh. Zealot's pretty sick. Sees the DT blur as well, it looks like. So we'll produce an Overlord, or at least get one over there to that base here pretty soon. Oh, run by. Run by. Getting on top of this cannon. He gets the cannon. Not bad. 6 Corsairs. 6 Corsairs is pretty gnarly. How many Hydras over here at the third? Not many Hydras at this third. Okay, 1 connection with the Scourge on the Corsair. I'm gonna go after this DT. No. Can he save the Overlords? Alright. DT runs away. Corsair's unable to get damage. So this is what I was talking about. He just doesn't have much muscle to force Shine into a bad trade. You can see now Shine has a very good number of drones, and he just dumped out a massive round. So he's going to be shoring up these counts. You can see, look at how many drones are popping out here. 48 workers now. Swap these over to third base probably. I think he's actually a little oversaturated here. Yeah, definitely oversaturated. He should transfer some over to the third. Sometimes it's hard. It can be very hard to recognize that, though, in the midst of battle. And it seems like he'll just be oversaturated on this base for probably the rest of the game. Hopefully he doesn't accidentally make more drones, because that's something I do a lot. Where I'm like, wait, I don't have enough drones at my third base. And so I make more to compensate for that. And I don't realize I've got 50 drones when I should only have 45. It's not the worst thing in the world, but like you could die to a 2-base timing because of something like that. The 2-base timing comes and you're missing 5 Hydras that you should have had. You know? Can be a little rough. Can be a little bit rough. You just don't have quite the critical mass that you need to shut down that more or less all-in attack. Not truly all-in, because Protoss never truly all-in. Can always just throw down a Nexus and build some cannons behind it. Unless they're like mined out and they're just like they got nothing left, then of course they're pretty much all in at that point. Yeah, name for me some of the all-ins that Protoss does. There are very few, I feel. Can you get the... Oh, not quite able to get the Dark Templar. 6 HP on that Dark Templar, by the way. Goes ahead and makes a Lurker Wall. You love to see it, actually. That's pretty sick. That might be the thumbnail right there. Love to see that Lurker Wall. Just keeping Shan alive. Keeping those Hydralisks alive here. Now some Overlords gonna end up going down. Tough to defend that base over in top right and keep enough back at home to keep all these Overlords alive. And so he loses some. Oh, but he lost the hatchery. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, the hatchery going down is not good. Definitely wanted to keep that alive. And so with that going down, Shine is in a bit of a pickle. Oh, and he's going to lose this drone heading up here too. If he just attacks the natural, it makes him kind of all in. I'm not sure I like it. Maybe he just contains here. Containment could be okay. That's a lot of storms. Oh, that's a lot of storms. The run forward here is a bit of desperation from Shine. With so many storms coming out, he's probably going to be broken. He hasn't rallied forward just yet. Zealots are still waiting for additional hatcheries that might try to come down. Some more storms. He's broken. Yeah, you can't hold this, Shine. Really unfortunate here. I think he might have killed the Observer. And so, you know, without an Observer, there's a potential that you can hold the contain, but with enough storm, you can practically, you just kill everything. Like, with enough storm, anything is possible, guys. That's the moral of today's story. Take a look at the upgrades. +1 as the attack is coming out here. 1/1 is done. Single upgrade advantage for the time being here. +2 is about to finish, so he should be 2-0 versus the 1-1 when the attack comes in, but the army size advantage is a little bit too much. Too big in scope here. Can he actually snipe an observer or something? Maybe save himself? The lurkers are doing some pretty good work, but that storm is amazing. That storm in the back line, killing 3 lurkers there. Absolutely brutal. Few more storms come out here as Shine tries to push, and that's got to be all she wrote. Too many Dragoons. The critical mass has been achieved. 10 Dragoons on the way behind this, and so Shine will have to GG out. Well played here by Stork, managing to get a win here over Shine. Now, Shine did not win a good majority of these games, but hey, he did put up some good fights. I always enjoy watching this guy, and we'll be back to watch him in some ZVT here coming up tomorrow. So stick around for that, guys. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, comment, and I'll see you in the next one.